This is Pat Soundbites Unplugged. Unplugged. The podcast where all the artists go to tell it as it is. Careers, music, tours, and more. And here's your host, the man that refuses to eat squid, Pat Calamari.
Hey, Pat Calamari here, your host of Pat Soundbites Unplugged. It's Tuesday, March the 10th, 2020. Just got back from a nice little vacation, island hopping down in the Caribbean. Took some time off, family and friends, enjoyed myself. Got to hear some local entertainment down there. And all was good, even though this coronavirus has been quite active, I guess. But no issues for me anywhere I went. Airport, cruise line, islands, all super good. Anyway, back to work. Kind of miss you guys. Kind of miss sharing about keeping new music alive on the radio airways. And that's what I do on the Pat Show on WBXO every Sunday from 5 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. And you can catch that at WBXO ClassicRock.com on the internet. Anyway, episode number 45, and what a way to kick things back off. A great guy. This band still rocking and rolling close to almost 50 years, 46 years, I want to say to be exact. I'm talking Southern rock giants, the Outlaws. Yes, they've had some tragedies in the band, personnel changes here and there, but the one guy that's been keeping the Outlaws together for now quite a long time as the front guy is Mr. Henry Paul. Henry, one of the hardest working guys in the music business. Not only is the front guy keeping the Outlaws together and putting new music out there, but he also does Black Hawk. Great guy. Had the privilege to meet Henry numerous times, and the band. Always a terrific show. Yes, the Outlaws with their unique triple guitar rock attack. They're great three-part harmonies and their reputation as the Florida Guitar Army. Southern rock giants have released a new album called Dixie Highway, and oh my God, definitely gotta be one of the best albums, CDs out there released this year. Came out February 28th on the SBV Steamhammer label. Great chat with Henry. We go over the tracks. I've been an Outlaw fan, oh my God, since the late 70s. Seen the band in numerous lineups, numerous times. I love the guys that are in the current lineup here. And this album, I mean, Dixie Highway, along the Dixie Highway, which was actually a route down in the Midwest, down south. And the first track, Southern Rock Will Never Die, an awesome tribute song talking about our Southern rockers that we lost from either, from Leonard Skinner and Marshall Tucker and numerous bands, Allman Brothers, and including the Outlaws. And track by track by track, all fit in quite well on this album. Love Heavenly Blue, which is a redo from the Outlaw album. Hurry Sundown, which is a great album. Love Dixie Highway. Overnight from Athens. I mean, it's just, as I mentioned to Henry, when you put the Outlaws sound and Black Hawk sound and even the Henry Paul band sound in a blender, you get Overnight from Athens. And this album even has Steve Grissom, one of the great guitar players on the album, as lead vocal on Dark Horse Run. He does a great job. He does a terrific job on Windy City Blues. I never knew Grits had this type of smooth, cool vocals, and he comes across great, which really gives Henry a break from doing the lead vocals all the time. Terrific band to see live, never a disappointment, and I'm really super excited to seeing them in a few weeks, coming up here to another sold-out show locally here at Daryl's House venue in Pauling, New York. You get a chance, by goodness, go see these guys and buy this album. If you're a Southern rocker and you love Southern rock, well, let me tell you, I love Skinner, I love the Allman Brothers, I love Marshall Tucker, but these guys, the Outlaws and Henry, keep putting out new music. And after All About Pride and the Live Legacy album, he hits it out of the park with Dixie Highway. Go buy this and check it out. Love Henry Paul, love this band, and please continue to support them. Trust me, you will not be disappointed, and I will begin playing more tracks off this great new album starting again this Sunday now that I'm back. So as always, live, love, and laugh a lot, because life is way too short, my friends. Virus or not, give it your best. We're all on this journey, and it's a one-time shot, so make it your best. Enjoy. Here's the wonderful Henry Paul. WBXO Classic Rock Redefined in conjunction with Pat Soundbites Unplugged podcast. Always great to have a Southern rock legend, guitarist, vocalist, songwriter, and a good friend of ours, our radio station, Mr. Henry Paul of the Outlaws. How are you, Henry?
I'm good, Pat, man. How are you doing today?
Man, super excited, as you can hear. Henry and the guys are coming back up here to Daryl's house, and I'm sorry to tell the folks it's a sold-out show, but not to be, I knew that would be sold out like your other shows were last year, and they got a super great album that I've been promoting on social media the minute I got a copy of it, Dixie Highway. Oh my God, Henry, excellent songwriting, vocal harmonies are terrific, true standard, right to the Outlaws, and of course the triple guitar rock attack. I mean, oh my goodness, man, what a phenomenal theme, what a phenomenal job.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Well, at this late date, we do this for ourselves and we do it for our fans. We do it for the faithful. And we want to make sure we stay in character to the musical personality that Huey and Billy and Monty and Frank and I created in the early 70s. And that was always my goal coming back to the band and after Huey's death and trying to steer the ship further up the road. I mean, from It's About Pride to the double live record, Legacy Live, to the new studio record, Dixie Highway, we have continued to try and, give the fans what they want, what we love, and really what I think they expect. And so, this new record, all along I had It's About Pride in the back of my mind. I thought, God, we did a great job on that record. I hope we can get to that level with this record and not go backwards. And I think, and this is what I've been led to believe by others and what I've kind of ascertained after sifting through all the reviews and the comments, and that is that we have succeeded in keeping the bar high and may have even surpassed what we did on the last record. So that's kind of like all you can hope for if you're me.
Well, I think you have certainly done that and then some, and I think Huey and the guys would be so proud. And it sounds like I don't want to say the word struggle, but I think knowing you now and seeing you so many times and seeing the Outlaws even back in the late 70s and the 80s, you guys, you continue to showcase that wonderful balance. The band, it just keeps getting better and better, and this album just simply kicks ass to me. I mean, the first track of a great album is so important. It sets the tone for the record. I think it draws you in and makes you pay attention and gets you pumped up, takes you on that ride, that trip. So you settle in, be prepared for something really good. You're going to feel all the songs, but I mean, oh my goodness, Southern rock will never die. A salute to the fallen, your friends, fallen comrades of the Skinner band and guys from the Outlaws and Marshall Tucker and Charlie and oh my goodness, and it just takes you on a wonderful ride. And, you've been on the road for so long. And when I absorbed the whole album and listened to it a few times, I said, it's great that you're able to share the memories and visions of not only from a window of a tour bus and going down this road, but also sharing the legacy of the great history of Southern rock. So I certainly applaud you, and I think you succeeded and over succeeded of your goal. So congratulations to you and the guys on that.
Well, thanks, Pat. There is no governor creatively, no pressure or input from any record label. Of course, SPV wants the record as soon as they can get it, but they were very, very kind to me, and they were very patient. And I didn't want to, like we used to do in the old days, try and rush records out there just to have something new on the shelf to follow up the success of the one before. And it's a very commercially driven concept that has very little rooted in the artistic issue.
Gotcha.
And so for me, the emotional character of this record, what it says, how it says it, what insight it gives you into who we are as people, who we were as a band, who we are continuing on to be, and it's a reward. It has no monetary value. It's simply a life's work reward that gives you the perspective and the ability to, verbalize and musically interpret what it is you set out to do and how you've gone about the business of doing it. And we're very, very proud of the record. We're very proud of the way the record looks. We're very thankful to get it on vinyl. And, of course, John Gilman did a wonderful job with his camera. The art director that I worked with did a wonderful job creating the imagery that I had in mind when we set out to do this. And it's just, again, at this late date, I'm doing this for myself, for the fans, for the guys in the band, and, of course, for the label. But, it's not like you have any unnecessary pressure to do something that you're not 100% invested in or believe in. So these records really stack up for us to be meaningful, and I swore I wasn't going to do another one because they're so hard to do. But I swear to God, I got done with this and I looked at it and I thought, hell, I could do another one of these.
Well, let me tell you, it keeps getting better and better, and I hear what you're saying loud and clear. And you're an artist, and I appreciate it as a guy that can play new music, and that's my radio theme, keeping new music alive on the airwaves, which is a rarity. And I know the radio industry is certainly totally different. You've seen the changes over the 40, 50 plus years, but I'm able to do what I can do. And I tell you, the minute I started playing Southern Rock Will Never Die, my phone was ringing going, who, what, where is this coming from? Because, and I'm not going to pick on corporate radio, but if you want to hear the Stones and the same hits all the time, you can. So, again, as an artist, and I'm not a musician, but this is what you love to do. Whether it's monetary or not, whether you're going to make a dollar, this is what you're born, raised to do. And I'm glad you're still doing it. And I just want to go over some of the songs as a friend of yours and an Outlaw guy. Southern Rock Will Never Die. The minute I heard that, I fell in love with it. Certainly, it brought me back to Grey Ghost. I'm like, wow, this is Heavenly Blues. From Hurry Sundown. A redo, but it flows with the album. Dixie Highway, The Road. I can't say I've traveled all over the country. I have a little bit, but maybe not too much. I haven't been down to the Nashville, Georgia, Tennessee, Ohio area, but I've been around. But the song is great. I love Overnight from Athens. I mean, heading back to New Orleans, again, it follows the theme, the guitar, the lyrics. I thought, Henry, I got to tell you, when I heard that song a couple of times, I said to a couple of friends, I said, if you put the Outlaws, Black Hawk, and the Henry Paul band in a blender, you get Overnight from Athens. Am I losing my mind, or am I right?
No, well, you've lost your mind, Pat. Let's make that. But no, I think that, when you have a musical personality that has endured for 50 years, there's a line in Overnight from Athens where I say, let me think how that first, on a red dirt road of promise winding through the Georgia pines, a band of ragged rebels are running on a dream. And this is the line here. And singing from that barroom stage, we watched our message come of age that we'd been fighting for since we were 17. And what that says is, when you sit in your room and you write your songs and you dream of being a recording artist and being on the road and entertaining people with your musical ability and having them embrace it, when you do that, it's really a struggle to make that happen. And so I'm at the end sort of segment of this struggle, and I'm still in it as an artist. I still invest a certain amount of myself emotionally into every one of these songs, but I'm able to come away from it feeling like I have gotten down to what matters, and I was able to share that with my friends and musical fans that love the Outlaws. And so my first love, my first trip to the big time, the band that I killed myself to help, establish. At the age of 70 years old, I'm able to still invest affection and effort, and my reward is having this conversation with you and having you feel the way you feel about it. That's my reward. And I'm just thankful and very lucky to be alive and to be able to do this. And God made me a very ambitious, sort of hardworking guy, and I invest a great deal of my time and effort into doing what I do because I guess I'm an artist and I have points I want to prove to myself and to the fans, and I have promises that I keep, and so that's all part of what this record represents to me.
Well, it certainly comes out, Henry. You got a lot of talent, and we've all been blessed to be able to do what we do. But, hard work pays, and, not anybody can sit back. I talk to artists every day, almost every day, and I say, how long did it take you to write that song? Well, I've had that thought for, 15 years, and it finally came to me. But, it comes with the turf, and you've done a fantastic job over the years, and, you have nothing to be ashamed about, and you just continue to do it, and I just want to go down the list here. Endless Ride, it starts out slow, but it continues that outlaw balance. Dark Horse Run, is that Grits on vocals?
That's Steve singing, man.
Wow. And I think that's excellent. I mean, that reflects me back to the old Outlaws with Huey, where all you guys were able to participate and be a big part of that. And holy crap. I said, I wonder if that's Grits. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. And it gives you a break. And it gives him a chance to showcase his talent. For years, I go to the shows and stand in front of him, and he's a great guitar player, but never knew the man had the vocals, the smooth vocals that he has. And I'm like, wow. Rattlesnake Road, I read somewhere that this is the first song you wrote with Van. I'm like, incredible. Excellent.
Yeah, that is incredible. And I've been sitting on that one for a while, and we were coming near the end of the project, and I broke out a demo of it with Dale one day, and I said, "What do you think about this? Do you think this?" And Dale was a great set of ears and great objective perspective. And he said, Hank, the title and the musicality of this song sits squarely in the genre and squarely in the Outlaws corner.
Absolutely.
And we thought the imagery of the title and kind of the tongue-in-cheek rock and roll message of the boy and the girl and too young to quit and too old to try, and just there were so many, so many parts to that record that really helped, I think, complete this album, because it's just hysterically fun. I mean, she was 16 going on 29. I mean, the whole thing is just Jerry Lee Lewis over and over, and it gave us something really weighted, very Call Me the Breeze, very Skinner sort of sounding, definitely a rock and roll approach to that song, and it was a great late addition to the record, and it completed the record for me.
An awesome, and certainly an awesome choice, and it fits with the whole theme. I mean, it just makes sense to put it in there. Lonesome Boy from Dixie, great. Showdown. Let me ask you this, Henry. Obviously, it's an instrumental. How do you determine a song will remain as an instrumental compared to adding lyrics to it? Was that the mindset, we're going to just go in and do this instrumental, or it just came out that way, or you said, you know what, this works?
Mm-hmm. Well, let me back up a song and say that Lonesome Boy from Dixie was sort of a respectful tip of the hat to my friend Billy Crane and his brother.
Okay.
And we recorded that song, and Billy played the third solo in the middle on that song, and that was Billy's contribution to the record as a guitar player. That said, the instrumental has always been part of the Southern rock landscape. From In Memory of Elizabeth Reed to Waterhole to A Long Hard Ride from Tucker, And so one of my goals in writing this record was to write an instrumental. It was very important for me to write an instrumental that would give the Outlaws album, like Steve Grisham singing lead with me and sharing lead vocal chores on the record. It was a very significant part of the Outlaws' musical personality that still exists. And we didn't invent that. I mean, the Buffalo Springfield and the Byrds, those bands were very influential to us that way. That being said, the instrumental was a very significant part of the traditional Southern rock musical landscape, and we were committed. I was 100% committed to writing and recording an instrumental song, and I started that song out with Dale. We worked very hard on it backstage on the road while we were touring during the day, during our time off, and at the late stages of that song, Steve Grisham came in and added a segment to the song that really pushed it over the top. And so that's how that came. I mean, we wanted to remain true to the heritage of the genre, and we thought that an instrumental on this album was very important.
Excellent, and I'm glad that you certainly did that. Windy City's Blue. Is that Grits again on vocals?
That is. That's
wow.
Singing that, and it's ironic how much he sounds like Frank. I mean, Frank and I and Huey and Monty recorded a demo on that song. Actually, Billy was with us as well. We recorded a demo on that song back in 1973, I believe.
Wow.
And we used that demo as a road map, and we took the map and we rerouted the song a little arrangement-wise, but I really wanted to do a song of Frank's because I thought Frank was overlooked, significantly overlooked in the historical perspective of the band, and the Billy Joneses and the Huey Thomasons get a whole lot of, grease and ink and our topics of discussion with regard to their contribution, but Frank was unfairly overlooked because Frank was an enormous part of the group, and just because you play bass in the band and you're not the lead guitar player doesn't mean you're not an important part of the group.
Right.
And Frank was a wonderful guy, too. It was such a sad day when he passed. And so we dedicated the record to him, and we recorded his song in a very, I think, a very respectful and incredibly interesting and well done form and fashion. And then Dale and I took a trip to Macon. We went to Rose Hill Cemetery. We went to the H&H Cafe for lunch. We drove by, the old bar where everybody used to hang out and play. And, that trip to Macon sort of helped set a musical tone for this record. And Macon Memories, while it sounds like a play on words, is really an introspective sort of peek behind the curtain about what it was like being a part of that moment in musical history. And I don't know, it just was, I thought, a very appropriate way to finish the record.
Absolutely. And yeah, it reflects when you start out about the Allman Brothers and their brand new Southern sound. I mean, again, it fits in perfectly. So I applaud you, my man. I don't know, I don't know if you, maybe you have the energy to pull off another one, but don't downplay yourself by all means because of age or where you're at in life or whatever, because this thing kicks some power punch ass, I will say. And again, I can't thank you enough for keep doing what you're doing, Henry. I mean, this is, I love every bit of it, and I've been playing it, and I jumped on social media, and I tagged you to it, and tagged everybody to it, going, holy crap, man, you got to listen to this. But keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't. This is a perfect fitting album. I ask folks all the time, there's not many, there's Blackberry Smoke, and there's something just missing with the Southern rock genre, and thankfully we got you guys to continue to carry that banner and showcase the roots and stuff. Skinner's, I guess because of Gary's health issues, and I get it. I mean, after 40, 50 years, I mean, it certainly takes its toll. And it's not easy. I just hung out with Doug Gray and Marshall Tucker and certainly Charlie. It's just insane. Charlie, 80-something years old and still going better than ever. But I got to just say congratulations, Henry, and keep your head up high, and thank you for what you have contributed to the music scene. And I continue to play not only the classic Outlaw hits, but this is on top of my to-do list. Let me just tell you that.
Well, I appreciate it, Pat, and it's always good to see you out there on the road. And you couldn't ask for a more enthusiastic partner in what you do. And we have grown to understand, appreciate, and really respect that. And I can't thank you enough for your time.
Well, Henry, I thank you for the local fans, and I know that place is going to be packed again. Henry and the Outlaws sold out. Let me just give, if you're not going to be able to go to Pauling this upcoming, Henry and the guys are at the Space at Waterbury Theater in Long Island, the Carlisle Theater in Pennsylvania on the 28th, March 29th at the Lamp in Irwin, Pennsylvania. Not too far from here is the Warehouse in Fairfield, Connecticut on April 1st. So you got a chance to go catch Henry there, or at the Infinity Hall at Norfolk, or at Hartford on the 2nd or the 4th. So you can check out all the dates for folks that are outside of the Hudson Valley listening on my podcast at outlawsmusic.com. Check out all the dates. By all means, as I say every other day, buy the album from your digital outlets. None of this bullshit of getting it downstream for free. Henry and the guys put a lot of work and effort into what they do, and we applaud them for that. Henry, I got it before I let you go. You're still doing the Van Stevenson Memorial Fund, and any news on the Black Hawk side of things?
Well, the Black Hawk, I'm in the studio this week trying to wrap up a double live acoustic record that Black Hawk recorded in the Atlanta area a year and a half ago.
Okay.
That's coming out late this summer. And then Dave and I and Dale and the guys, Randy, we're going back into the studio this fall to record a new Black Hawk studio record. And I would expect that to be out probably the first quarter of next year. And I have an project on the radar screen that I want to do. Whether I launch right into that right away or not, I'll have to wait and see after this Blackhawk. You know, it's bouncing back and forth between these two bands to try and satisfy the creative issues. But we've got more music to record with the Outlaws, and you know, I just see us, you know, another 5 years down the road doing what we're doing and doing it well.
Excellent. Well, that's great to hear. Okay, I've taken a ton of your time, my friend. I can't wait to see you guys here in a few weeks up here, bringing you back home to the Hudson Valley for a little bit. For the folks that might not be aware, Henry was originally up from Hurley at his grandparents' farm, I want to say, in the late 60s, before he trucked down with mom and family down to the Tampa area in Florida. The Outlaws Southern Rock lives on. Rebel Pride at its best. Buy the album Dixie Road and continue and support Henry and the Outlaws on the road. It doesn't get any better than this. Thank you, Henry.
You bet, Pat. My pleasure to talk with you. I appreciate you.
WBXL, where classic rock were redefined, and Pat Soundbites Unplugged podcast with the awesome Henry Paul.